All right, welcome. This is the Not Peaceful Podcast. It's a podcast where we discuss many things. Some of them will be peaceful, others will not be. That's really the gist of it. It's a reactionary podcast. We talk about cool things.
Very cool things.
Every once in a while we take a deep dive into a subject.
Rarely.
Yeah, rarely. I mean, sometimes...
But on a page.
We'll just circle the drain on something that is only applicable to us, but seems to work out.
And we hope we have your beverage of choice on hand, because we sure do.
That's a must. You know your boy is about 2 or 3 Cidies deep at about start.
Well, that's cute.
So what do we got here? You tend to curate a bunch of clips that you know are going to aggravate me.
Yes.
Some of them are a little shuffled, which adds some excitement to it.
Yes, I'm going to be honest. I couldn't get into my account. I couldn't get into my Insta account, which is where most of the things that I had wanted to show you are.
Yeah.
So I think I have like 2, and then we're just going to be freewheeling and dealing.
Yeah. We don't know how technology works. My gorgeous wife is a boomer, and I am from the 1720s.
That's such a compliment. I would have loved to benefit from so many of those things. Okay,
yeah,
we're gonna start
the .com bubble.
the .com. I don't know, the housing, any of those things.
MIB.
I'll take advantage of all of them. Okay, I thought you might like this.
Me in court arguing my client didn't know it was meth because that's what they told the cops.
Look how fresh this boy be.
Love it already. So
Kind of love him.
I actually have no notes.
I just kind of thought he was fun.
Yeah, this dude obviously fucks.
Yeah, hold on, let me move it down so it's like... so we can give Kennedy Law Firm their due credit.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we don't talk to cops, man. Kennedy Law Firm...
Yeah, we don't talk to no police.
First of all, your pastels, your purple mauve, I don't even know what color that is.
I gotta say, not enough frames in the background. I think you need more frames.
Maybe a more regal chair.
Yeah, I think the chair in the background doesn't look enough like it was the throne of the druids.
I like to feel like my lawyer is also in a pawn shop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Antique store maybe would be a better description. But also, like, where are those glassy doors from? Do they come from one place? That glassy door just took me somewhere.
Home Depot.
It took me to, like, elementary school.
Yeah.
Like, it took me to some place that I have not been for a while.
Yeah, he does look like a gay principal, or maybe the host of, like, some like, backwoods spin-off. Like some Mormon spin-off of The Bachelor.
Yeah. I mean, the Golden Bachelor would be so lucky to get this man.
You better believe that this adult man uses the word axe.
Favorite comment so far. That's meth, though. Good one, Britt.
That's hot.
Better Call Saul, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, this is a winner. I love that they hashtagged it funny.
Yeah.
A little presumptuous, but I like the audacity.
I think the AI, whenever I put ours into YouTube, always suggests that I do, like, gender issues or something like that, and I was like, whatever.
Nice.
But then I realized it probably seems like a very different gender issues than what
Gender war. Hashtag kill whites.
Well, like, oh my gosh, like we're like the whatever podcast, but like more than that, like we're just confused and trying to figure it out.
Yo, did you really not
gender probs
realize that most homeless people are men? As if those 14-year-old sluts are just gonna go, fuck, I never even knew.
let's talk a little bit more about Kirsha Kashal. She opened up an art lounge only for women and then got sued for gender discrimination.
Is this sped up?
Women dancing out of the courtroom. No. She did lose the lawsuit. This is what she said about the men getting mad about this ladies only lounge.
The men are hysterical, and they're saying that I'm hysterical, and they're right. I'm hysterical.
All of this from the fake Picasso. What she said about men, the whole courtroom scene is a performance art. And listen to what she says about the man who sued her.
I like Mr. Lau, and I intend to invite him to my Christmas parties, to our gala, and I mean that in all seriousness. I think he's adorable. He's a cute person. He was a pleasure to be courted by.
Men getting mad, the man suing, it all played into the art. She really wanted to find a way to make men feel discriminated, just like many women have been discriminated before.
It's one of these.
But it's art. The whole thing is an art piece.
He's adorable. He's a cute person.
In the lounge, there was a fake Picasso. She painted it. There are no legal repercussions yet. People are mad. Obviously, they were tricked. The integrity of the museum.
So she got sued for making fake Picasso. I'm playing catch up on this. So a lady is being sued for making fake Picassos, and she's
so she made like
such a divergent.
She made like a female art space for like just female artists within her. This is like a museum that her and her husband own. But something.
That's illegal.
And yeah, exactly. So someone sued him for gender bias by not letting men into this like female only artist community.
Really?
And so she turned it into an art piece of being sued. So that's why they're like waltzing out of the courtroom like that and stuff, is because they're trying to like turn it into some like Banksy sort of statement of like, this is, this is the real art, is our, democracy, I guess.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. Good for her, honestly. Like, enjoy it while you can, because in about 20 years, the United States is going to be indistinguishable from Saudi Arabia.
Is this it? I don't even know. Is this in the United States? I didn't...
She had like a...
Glenn
like an Atlantic accent.
Yeah, I think she's clearly American. I'm not sure. This like
a transatlantic accent.
Yeah, I'm not sure that. Yeah, it was kind of a transatlantic.
Oh, I'm peppering about. Don't you see?
Hey, don't you see? I'm over here making moves. Don't you see?
Oh, buzzing about. I'm buzzing around like a buzzy bee.
I'm making so much art, and it's not at all. Not at all stealing Picasso.
I'm not at all doing that. I've gotten into this new business my husband has introduced me to. It's called a drop shipping.
I just learned what a gala is, and I'll invite you to mine. Maybe I won't.
I'm holding a gala in my basement.
Okay. Anyway, I thought it was kind of funny.
Very. Okay. So so this is how this happened.
Did you hear how it happened, or are you making up how it happened?
Honey, I never hear how it happened.
Okay.
It's all from the brain.
Because I feel like I kind of heard how this happened.
Oh, please,
but you go ahead. I'm interested in how close you are.
No, first right of refusal. You go ahead.
For what?
Yeah.
No, go first.
I mean, I was gonna, but
the bit is gonna be better than the real. So go.
No, I'd love to.
So apparently, I think this is the second of like her ad campaign that just kind of went like a certain direction. But apparently Charlie XCX called her a brat on Twitter, and there were like all these clips of Fox News being like, Charlie XCX called her a brat. And I think that's a good thing. And like, they didn't understand like what Charlie XCX means by a brat, but like in one of her songs, she defines a brat as being someone that like is a little bit messy and says some things that are not really well phrased, but is like a badass, pretty much like that messy girl, like pretty much like manic pixie dream girl energy. Is the brat energy of Charlie XCX is talking about.
I'm picking it up.
Yeah, so she labeled.
So George W. Bush is the king of brats.
So George W. Bush.
Now watch this drive.
Yeah.
How
oh wait, no, that was
him.
That was him.
Is the axis of evil. How many is a Brazilian?
Yeah. So anyway, that's her. When Charlie XCX called her a brat, her group, what do you call them? Her PR people. They like swarmed this super fast and were like, yeah, she's a brat. Like let's while Charlie XCX is like getting behind her. Let's use all that to get to our Gen Z audience. So that's why now every third thing on my page is like a Kamala ad that looks like it's for fashion, or I don't know, like the Apple dance Charlie XCX is
Yeah. No, that's where I was going with it. Essentially, that Kamala made the first right decision she's made in decades, which is to hire the right young people to help pump her up, because that's what she needs in order to be popular. Because at face value, she is essentially a neocon in the body of an Indian woman who's essentially been trying to design the ideal Abu Ghraib
Stop.
in Northern California, and kind of, dare I say,
is she from Northern?
feel free to let me just finish this thought real quick. Dare I say, slaying.
I don't know where she's from, but I do think that Charlie XCX is really nailing that she is messy. But
Oh yeah.
I think I've heard my little sisters talk about messy as as a good thing, right? Humans are messy and we want our people to be messy. Mm-hmm. And I think you and I are of a mind that we don't really want messy people or messy things.
Yeah.
We are of a let's clean this up mindset. But I do think that this is not a bad idea. I just don't know if younger generations actually go to the polls. I do think that boomers, Gen X, and millennials are more likely to show up at the polls than Gen Z, but we will see, I guess, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that people want to revel in the quote-unquote messiness of, you know, certain people or certain, like, political figures, because it's like a modern sentiment. But being messy doesn't get you up and out of bed at 8 a.m. so that you can get in line for the polls.
Yeah.
Like, being messy doesn't make you go online and traverse the circuitous internet process of getting your voter registration changed over so that you can actually vote.
Right. And I think we've talked about this recently for reasons that we probably will not bring up, but I do I think it's very
mega racist reasons.
I think it's very easy to relate when you're younger and you're, adulting's hard and you're struggling with that transition into adulthood, to be it's beautiful to be messy. I'm just messy. And I remember really relating to the AJR song that goes, "I'm weak and what's wrong with that?" And I know, actually, it's pretty funny, watching my nieces and nephews that are I don't even know if they're Gen Z. Are they Gen Alpha? I'm not sure where that cusp is, but they're really young. And they love the "I'm weak" and that "What's wrong with that?" They love the AJR songs.
Really?
Yeah, they were at their concert last week, and so, and I'm kind of proud that I passed that on, because I found them when I was really when they were first starting.
Trendsetter.
I was. But anyway, but I do think as I'm getting older, I'm oh gosh, I'm weak and let's work on that. I'm weak. Let's work on that. You know what I mean? Let's maybe not just leave it messy. Let's work on it. Maybe, I don't know. I
love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
pull up your pants.
Maybe you don't have to pull your pants all the way up to your nipples the way they were in the 40s or 20s or whatever.
Higher.
In the transatlantic times, yeah, just straight up to your neck hole.
I want to do a reverse burqa.
Just pants. I just want to zip so that I could feed.
Yeah, I want to eat through a straw that is fed through my zipper.
Oh God.
We got another 8 seconds. Let's ride this out. This could change the world.
Oh
my word.
I will say I love her 50s beehive look. She's that one. She does have a very 50s hairdo sometimes, and the pearls are very classy and classic. I do think she has a beautiful look.
Unironically, I'll probably end up voting for Kamala just because it supports my line of work.
Oh, you want to go to war?
I need more chaos.
Oh God.
I regret not voting for Clinton. Hillary. If we had Hillary,
Were you old?
we'd be in
Hillary
7
Clinton.
wars
I thought
still.
you were talking about Bill. I was like, were either of us old enough to vote for Bill?
No. I'm talking about an
Dog.
even bigger war hawk. Hill Dog.
Hill Dog.
Honey, we would still be... She might have bumped us up to 9 or 10.
Yeah.
I think we could have hit double-digit amount of wars. Obama got us to 7 wars.
No, I do
at
think
once.
I would like to clean up the streets a little because we have a daughter, you know, like...
No.
I feel like it's inevitable that we're going to go to war with Taiwan. Like, I don't know that, like, we need Mamala to drive us into that?
Oh, yeah. No. Hill Dog would have, like any other candidate, taken us to war with China over Taiwan. I'm talking about those side quests.
Yeah, we need the side quests.
I need the side quests. Like,
I need some gems and some fish.
I need us to engage in a small-scale nuclear exchange over Serbian natural gas reserves.
What is the weird shit they give you on side quests? You're always getting like a better sword and like three weird kind of fish, like a harlan or some fish I've never heard of.
Collect 8 chickens. Okay.
Okay.
That's.
I'm so glad I did
I'm gonna have the power of God, but I guess I'll just go do that.
Sure.
Let's see what this is. Female stand-up and nothing better.
With some friends, mostly as a joke. But without fail, at least once during the game, I will get a strike, mostly on accident. If I can do
This is taking so long.
the best move in your sport,
Yeah, I'm just gonna skip it right here and just this will serve as a PSA that stand-up comedy is dog shit.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
What? Right now or like always?
Always. Just because 1% of a thing is really, really good, it doesn't make it not dog shit.
No, like 1% of painting is really good. 1% of everything is like really, really good. Like
Wrong. 100% of painting is bad.
oh God, Sistine Chapel can just fuck off.
Absolutely. That is a secret pedophile code. That's a national treasure map right there. We need Nicolas Cage to hold the Sistine Chapel underneath a candle and see where the X marks the pedophile grave.
Oh my God.
I swear to God. You know how much Nazi gold is probably buried under the Sistine Chapel? Lots.
Doubloons.
Doubloons.
Full.
Yeah, Nazi doubloons.
Wouldn't that be amazing? The Nazis were really pirates.
Yeah.
Like, write that fan fiction. That could be cool. Yo ho.
Yeah. That delivery. You got the stuff, kid. I like you. I like you a lot.
Okay, this was not a win. Let's
Are you avoiding sex because it feels like 1,000 paper cuts?
Yes. Don't you dare hit that arrow. Yeah.
I don't want to suffer through
Yeah.
this.
I hate sex.
What? First of all,
I bust out of obligation.
why I don't like that this is coming to me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel attacked. I feel personally attacked. Like I'm constantly getting this sort of stuff that's like something's wrong with me.
Are you avoiding sex because it feels like there's a razor blade being held against your neck while a man pulls on your penis?
I honestly think that they just assume at this point that any female on TikTok has PCOS.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know what the percentages of girls that have it, but like, and I mean, it's serious. I'm not trying to downplay it, but I just feel like they're sending this to all females.
Well, it is God's curse for the line of Eve's
Okay, I
hubris.
think is that not menstruation? Like, is that not a curse enough?
No, that's the standard tax. Just the same way that the men have to deal with daily diarrhea.
I think you could avoid eating goldfish and you'd probably be just fine.
I will never stop eating goldfish and protein bars. I will have a 3,000% protein excess and eat goldfish
Listen,
to the day I die.
Our bathroom does not need to smell like the tiger area of the zoo. Like, that is not like life goals. Okay? Like, that is not...
The tiger exhibit. You just walk by and you go, whoa.
Whoa, that's a bro, man.
It's like gasoline. Like, you don't hate it, but it's shitty.
You know what it is.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know those are what
Absolutely.
What are the proteins that make up people? They're like they have a specific K starting name. Keratin? I don't know. Anyway.
Sclerotin.
Okay.
Nailed it.
All right. I don't want to know how it works with PCOS.
Maybe this is naive, but I was kind of under the impression that after that doctor showed the 3D scans of all the filler in people's faces over time, that maybe the entire filling industry would be paused to a halt until they figured out what to do about the fact that the filler doesn't leave these people's faces. Because I think what they were telling me before
Are you fucking stupid?
Get a syringe.
Hang on. Let me figure out how a mouse works. Are you stupid, bitch? You realized that, like, 2 months ago, they realized that Boeing planes explode when exposed to oxygen, and they've been flying thousands of Boeing planes.
I know.
Every day.
I feel like the longer I'm in corporate America, the more I realize that, like, no one knows what they're doing, and literally they're just like hoping that the guy putting the lug nuts on is like, even though he got half his training in like a 2-day window, like that he's still putting the lug nuts on right, you know what I mean?
The guy who's on probation because he's on benzos at work.
I feel like it's all just being held together by duct tape and a prayer.
Yeah.
And I feel like people, younger generations or people who do not have enough experience in like in the workforce, think that it's all figured out on some level. I think that's also the people that are willing to like just throw away the country and be like, our country's bad, let's start over. It's like, you don't, like, so much work has gone into getting this level of comfort. Like, you don't understand how it's all being held together by like 5 guys just like losing their brains on a hamster wheel. And like, I don't even know how to explain that better. That's not very eloquent, but you know what I'm getting
right.
at.
You're so on the nose that you're reminding me of just like how truly annoying this topic is, which is like we barely, if you zoom out on the scale of human development, we just barely exited the Stone Age and decided this is as good as it gets. I'm just gonna become a fat fucking slob and not worry about... I'm just going to let all of these problems fall into some stranger's hands.
Yeah, we've outsourced like everything, which is fine because it's allowed us to become experts. I get it, and that's why females are able to have such a great quality of life right now. And so I am grateful. I am grateful that we're outsourcing and everyone's like specializing in things that they're good at. But at the same time,
makeup tutorials, heart surgery,
filler.
The filler, yeah.
But like at the same time, like just because everyone's taking on a specialty doesn't mean they've 100% figured it out over like a set, like not even a century, like over. They're expecting us to have figured out everything over like a couple decades because we know that the 80s didn't have the shit together. Everyone's like willing to be like the 80s. We were figuring it out. There are a lot of plot holes in the 80s, and we're okay with that. But here. In 2024, we got that shit. And it's like, do we really got that shit? Like 40 years later, we got it all figured out? I don't think we do.
No, it's complete arrogance. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Let's let this infant finish.
Your filler in your lips, and then a year later it dissolves, it's gone, and you need more because there's no more. Well, it's not that the filler was never gone. It just went somewhere else in their face. So in a way, yeah.
No shit. Why did anybody... By the way, that goes for anything else you inject into your fucking body. What makes you think it ever leaves? Like, the world is nothing but trade-offs. It's nothing but trade-offs. There are no free lunches. What do you think it was just gonna... You were just gonna poop and pee and sweat it out the next month? Like you're a fucking Sims character? You just get a clean reset? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, I guess. I could see why, like, people put Botox and filler in the same category, and I think they're much different things. Like, Botox is just kind of like paralyzing it's telling a muscle not to fire. So yeah, a lot of bad things can happen. It can stop working, and that means you can get sunken in parts of your face that, like, because you're not using that muscle, now you have a dent in your forehead because now...
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because that muscle doesn't work anymore. So now you've atrophied to the point where you have a negative muscle there. You know what I mean?
Nega muscle.
Yeah, so some people get a dent in between their eyebrows from having too much Botox. It depends on your scalature. How do you say that right? Yeah. But like filler, you're putting volume into your face. And that's why people like, usually if you want to put volume somewhere, you take fat out of your body and you inject it somewhere else, is because it's still, at least it's like biotransferable. It's your own stuff. Like people will take fat out of their thighs and put it into their butt or their boobs, like fat out of their stomach and put it somewhere else.
Biotransferable. You ain't got to start with the biotransferability.
But you're putting foreign stuff into your body to give volume. Like, I get why, like, maybe people think that if they're taking medicines or, like, they're injecting a medicine, like, their body's going to absorb it and it's just going to go out. But you're injecting for literal volume.
Yes. No, you're absolutely right. Yeah. It's very different, but they're treated in the same way. And I know. I don't know why it's surprising to this
Our
generation.
audience is mostly men, so I don't know why I'm harping on this. I just feel like... And also, we should probably not be on, like, my For You page, because, like...
We should be on mine. Hey, boys, you know when you're jelqing and you're not quite sure why it hurts? Yeah, let's roll that.
I don't even know what long legs are. Long legs scared me out of ever getting filler. I don't know what that is. Oh, long legs.
Yeah, you at home, if you give enough of a shit, go ahead and open up another tab and Google it.
Please let us know what long legs are.
Yeah, post in the comments.
I wonder if that's like a long leg spider where the filler like moves. I don't know. Or maybe that's a person.
Personally, I think having a failed engagement in your 20s is kind of chic. Think about it. You almost conformed.
I'm so happy for her that she has... No, really. Because so many people, the baseline human life is tragic. But some people, let's just assign a categorical nomenclature to them randomly, just a thought. We'll call them women. We'll say that they have very spriteful youths that they can look back on and have experiences like this where like the world was at their fingertips during the most vital time of their lives. That's great. Honestly, I don't actually hate this. I mean, it bothers me that she used the word chic because it's in that, like, we had this conversation literally like an hour ago where people are like trying to iconify everything and...
Well, it's because we were watching the France opening Olympic ceremony and they had like a big flag with the word chic.
I know.
I can't think of anything more ironic.
I know. Yeah, but I'm actually like, I've kind of like turned a corner on this and I'm glad that at least some people are feeling on top of the world, because like it really is bleak out there. Yeah. And like I'm glad that some people are on top of the world. Well,
I mean, like, honestly, if you broke up a wedding or an engagement, like, this is not a bad way to kind of try to like find a silver lining. Like, you know what I mean? And I also saw a woman that was like, honestly, people who have been married multiple times, most women out here can't get proposed to once. What are they doing? They're able to like make it happen multiple times. Like, just these like different, trying to reframe it, rebrand, rebrand the failed engagement. Sure.
Yeah. But even those women are honestly self-selecting out of relationships because, they really could be with someone if they wanted to. It's really like, and I'm not trying to turn this into a War of the Roses thing, but like if you look at just the raw numbers, it really is like the majority of people who are like single because of no decision on their part are like, pathetic, disgusting men, the majority of which are out there just on the internet going, "Oh, excuse me, beautiful, can you please show me Bob and Vagina? I will do it. I can send you PayPal immediately."
Stop. I mean, I think the worry is this comment here, where it's about to be 26 and divorced, convincing myself it's iconic. And, like, it's the same thing as, like, maybe the
Delulu.
Yeah, the level of Delulu. Like, this is funny, what she's doing, but then it gets to it's the same thing with, like, the abortion debate, I guess. Like, I know that takes it a little bit more serious, but, like, it's one thing if you're, like, in a really bad circumstance and you're making a really hard decision that you would not wish on anyone. It's another thing if you're, like, bragging about this abortion that you had so that you can be a free woman and that you're not controlling anything in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're not trying to prevent that from happening. You're just like, whatever, I'll just go. You know, that's a much different thing than, like, life happened to you and something didn't go as planned and now you're in this really hard decision. And I think what's like the part that gets a little disgusting is when it goes from, like, people just trying to, like, hey, I'm in this bad situation and I'm trying to make the best of it, versus, like, people that are like, I'm just throwing, like, I have this level of opulence that no one's ever had before and I'm just, like, throwing it at the wind, you know?
Yeah.
That's what makes it icky. Like, that's what makes it icky.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think that, you know, because of, like, the social aspect of women's social development, that social media adversely affects women more than it does men, and it causes them to, like, compare themselves to these, like, very stylized, super edited personalities a lot more, and it affects them a lot more than it does anybody else. That's why I tend to, like, comment in the frame of sex and gender more than I do anything else, because we're, like, watching things on social media and it tends to, like, it tends to be very obvious that this is, like, styled for women or styled for men, because, like, this lady is, like, this lady is having an experience that she's describing that can only apply to women. Like, no man would ever be like
iconic.
let me sit in my car and be like, hey, you know when you, like, got divorced in your 20s, like, no man would ever do
but there is something about a widower.
Go off.
Like,
I think I'm there with you.
A widower, like, it's the same thing as a man putting on a wedding ring. A man that, like, knows how to commit is suddenly more attractive. A man that knows how to love a woman and lost her, and the only reason they broke up is because he lost her, is, like, tragic and beautiful, and, like, but I can be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can feel that void for him. You know what I mean?
So what you're describing there is another version of female supremacy. Hashtag femtriarchy. So really though, like, you're describing, like, a male romantic trope that, like, women think about, like, oh, he was so ready for commitment, but then she died, so now, like, that's another genre of male that I can be attached to.
Well,
like, he was so ready for commitment, but it wasn't the time.
I think that's just the opposite of what we're told men are willing. Like, I'm not sure it's true.
Go off.
I don't know if I want to.
No, we're deep. We're, like, 4 deep, by the way. Yeah, we just
Do I go?
We're like 4
like,
deep.
we haven't even got very many TikToks in yet. So, like, I guess
we already hit abortion. I mean, let's rock and roll, baby.
what we're gonna get. This is just gonna be wiped. I don't even know why we're
immigrants.
Are we really recording at this point?
What's next?
Like, should we just start telling people?
Go off. What's going on?
Okay. No, I just think that, like, oh, now I lost my train of thought.
Let's rock and roll. It'll come back to you. I'll pause it when it comes back to you.
Yeah, let's go on, because I don't want to get too...
So this is the best secret I can give you to have a better memory. So there was a study done back in 2014, and researchers found that the students who took notes by hand performed better on conceptual questions compared to those who took notes with their laptops. The researchers also found that the handwriting group had better recall and comprehension than that laptop group.
Yeah, so this is information that was boring when planes flew into the World Trade Center. So
This is so dumb.
I hope you're all stimulated by this fucking mega retard who's like regurgitating 30-year-old information.
What is the difference between a woman that wants to be a wife versus a woman that just wants a husband?
Let's.
You got this?
Okay, yeah. Let's just instead of actually reacting to this, let's just
Answer the
role
question.
play. Let's open mic.
Okay, you go.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I've been asking about. So there I was, like talking about them, like you know they been like walking around, and when they on the streets, they be like two-stepping, and the single women who want to be wives, they be one-stepping. You know they be
So
walking.
racist. So racist.
And that's how you know that the job market is discriminatory.
Stop.
Yeah, okay, yes and that.
Okay. So, am I the interviewer? I'm guessing.
Yeah, you're the
or
interviewer.
actually, I'm also
Yeah.
being interviewed.
Yeah.
I decided.
Here, let's switch roles. Let's flip it upside down. You're the black lady, I'm the interviewer.
I want to be Joe Biden again.
What?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay,
I'm kidding.
No, you're Joe Biden, but as the first black woman president, because that's what he is.
Oh, I'm Mama.
No,
I'm like-
didn't you hear him? He's like, I'm proud to be the first black woman. Yeah, so that's you now.
funny.
Go, merge those two
No,
characters.
I'm just kidding.
What's your favorite type of fast food that starts with K?
Oh, jeez.
Going back to that well.
I can't. No.
Going back
It's
to that.
the only one I got.
The winner.
Whatever her name is on White Lotus, Black Lotus. I can't remember. Anyway,
Should we just?
let's listen to what she says.
Yeah.
Because, like,
You know what? I think most of us are bred to just want a husband. Whereas to be groomed and trained to be a wife means to understand how to respect masculine energy, how to truly be inside of your feminine, which means trusting the leadership of your partner because
This is why you should never listen to a woman for advice, because it's like asking somebody like, hey, how do I make a PB&J sandwich? And they just email you a 900-page Word document.
stop it.
Like, why give that answer that is inactionable, insustainable information? It's nothing in that response.
What I hate about this is, first of all, they have like the oh gee, like, oh, this is important music going on behind it. Oh,
They got
this
the
is
Kingdom of Heaven
sentimental.
soundtrack
Yes,
going on behind
exactly.
it. King Baldwin.
And she said so many things in there that I hate, like groomed, like being groomed for this. Like, you have to be like psyoped in order to like want to be a. First of all, you can just like understand how to. I feel like if anything, right now we're being groomed to hate our feminine. What is feminine? You know what I mean? Like,
Totally, yeah.
mostly women are being taught to hate what is feminine.
Mm-hmm.
And what I hate is seeing that gals don't place any emphasis, or they don't place any value on how far grace and how far like being, not grace as in like Jesus grace, but like grace as in like being graceful and being charismatic and being witty and being like the things that you would have thought of like a lady of yore, I guess, things that they would have possessed, can really go a long way to helping you understand what it means to be a good wife. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I will admit that like it does.
I do be feeling you.
It's against the grain of culture right now to be a good wife. It really is, because they want you to adopt masculine characteristics, and they like preach those as the better characteristics, right?
Yeah, hang on a second. Let me just I need 10 seconds to suppress. I need to focus all my energy into suppressing 8 million bits that just flooded my hard drive. Okay, please continue.
It's okay.
Thank you for setting me up for incredibly offensive, unrepeatable, unredeemable bits.
Well, I just like that she's saying that we have to be groomed to be wives and mothers, because I think it's actually instinctual. I think like how far we've come with the feminist waves has made it feel like we have to be groomed to be what is probably more natural. You know what I mean? But because we're being so groomed to be the opposite, it feels almost like contradictory to allow yourself to do the things. But just the same way it takes work to be a good husband, it does take work to be a good wife. So I appreciate what she's saying on that front. Like, both sides take work to be good at it. I'm
glad with all things, you and I are on the same page. I'm glad that you were able to decipher that, because I genuinely feel like she just gave that like famous Miss America response that was like a nothing answer. That, remember that viral thing where she was asked like, how would you bring world peace, and she was like, what if like geography, and that felt indecipherable. It felt like Black Kang logic of like, well, when you get the crystals, you all about that third eye pyramid shit.
She was saying that like women, like you have to be groomed into being a good wife is what she was saying. But like grooming is such like not the thing that we want to encourage. And
only between 8-year-old children and 57-year-old gay men. That is the only time grooming is an appropriate term.
But, like, looking at these comments, I did wifey things for boys. I'm exhausted. Like, I do think that this is, like, some gals waste their energy because they don't know how to select high-quality partners. And I do think that it's, like, a two-way street. And also, a lot of times, like, you learn what?
I'm so sorry. I am paying attention to you, but I read Blue Angel's comment, and I need to say it in black accent, please.
Do it now.
Yeah. To be wifey means you ready to partner with a husband to do life together in good and bad times. It's that simple. It's not to take instructions from a man, but rather to take decisions together.
Okay,
Blue just cherry picking reality.
Blue Angie. I do agree, Blue Angie. Even though these comments are not for us, I'm gonna respond as a fan.
No, we've lingered on this so much. We're gonna verge into black talk.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, like, I do agree. Like, I think the most fun thing that people underestimate about being married is that, how, like, when you're in school and you get, like, a really hard project, but you have, like, an awesome partner. And, like, you're like, God damn it, we're going to have the best fucking group project ever. Mm-hmm. Like, if you marry someone you like, that you're like, we're going to turn out a good fucking project together, you're going to be, like, jazzed about it. The problem is people are picking someone that they know that they're going to be the only one up the night before doing the project by themselves. You know what I mean? Or they know that, like, the other person is, like, got some weaknesses that they're really going to have to overcompensate for. But I think why we're enjoying being married so much is because, like, we're both like, fuck, our end project's going to be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. As with all things, the answer is Black Republican dads. Follow me down this train of thought. Black Republican dads advise women because women don't have the judgment to select men. They really don't. Women can't select men for themselves. It's really rare that women choose the right man for themselves by themselves. It's much more common that a man chooses them, or that a man who thinks in their best interest chooses a man for them.
No.
Those are very good outcomes.
I disagree.
Black Republican dads save girls from being rizzed up by short-term thrill-seeking, what are they called? Certified lover boys. It happens. And I'm not saying that men are not immune to it as well. Men get love bombed, or whatever that term is. The short term, super hard, super fast.
These are so good.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Kodiak Chewy Granola Bars. Please sponsor us. What the hell? That's so good.
Yeah.
I have not tried those yet. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I disagree, but I get your point. Like, honestly, I would like to come from an alternate viewpoint that females are the most lied to population. People want to tell them what they want to hear. Like, you have a daughter. You know how much you want to tell her what she wants to hear.
Yeah.
There is high motivation to tell girls what they want to hear. And they're only pretty for the short window. And they have everything at their fingertips. And like there's this like beautiful window where they're like flowers. They get to bloom for a short time and everyone's just like, oh, let them have their fun in the sun and we're going to shelter them from all these things and we're just going to let them be beautiful. And then, you know, they might, when they wilt and die, we'll let them deal with all these horrible truths on the back end.
Yeah, you know, you're right. They only get the first 45 years of their life.
We've extended that.
How tragic.
I mean, we're extending that more and more every year. I'm not saying that like it's not like, but I do think that people like shelter them and like don't tell them. I think the reason women are really bad selectors is because they're hearing a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why we need black Republican dads.
I don't disagree.
We need black conservatives.
But I do think that black conservative dads could probably just like school them. Yeah, maybe they should be in on the decision making process. But I am not about like taking decision making from women. I just think they need to step up. Women need to step up.
Yeah, nobody's saying we should turn into Saudi Arabia. I'm not talking about taking away individual freedoms, but I'm saying like on a cultural basis, we need to reintroduce like those father figures.
No, I'm just kidding. We need to reintroduce, what is it called? Arranged marriages?
Don't tempt me with a good time. I swear to God.
I'm kidding.
You've seen our neighborhood. I could out bench press every single one of these. We'd have a breeding queue that runs down to the fucking mailbox.
Tone it down. Tone it down. All of these...
You brought up prima nocta. You know my search history.
Jeez. That I do. I've been contacted by many agencies. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, we need your... Yeah, so we actually don't... Our service for Gay Porn International doesn't run anymore. We need your husband to stop smashing the subscribe button.
Literally, we're getting charged every time.
We're getting charged every time. Our middleman... Yeah, look.
Okay, we
the
can
black
stop
conservative thing
that.
is it's too much. But I will say, like, black conservative dads are the keystone solution to this. If you want women to stop saying things like "dappy wifey" means you ready, and then followed by, you know, whatever drivel shit they typed out, you need black conservative dads. That's what's going to keep you from being miserable on the internet. Really. Honestly, because you don't have the skills. You don't have the skills to recognize when men are rizzing you up. I'm sorry, you don't. And I'm not talking for all women. I'm just talking for a lot of women.
A lot of women, but I think it's because they haven't had anyone check them. Mm-hmm. They haven't had anyone be like, hey, listen, your shit stinks. You know what I mean? Everyone's just gassing them up.
It's not going to change. It's not going to change.
I have to be honest, I was well into my career before someone was like, I give that conversation you just had a B. Like the first criticism I'd ever had as an adult.
Yeah. And it came from another woman,
And
right?
it came from another woman, and it changed my whole life. The fact that she finally gave me some constructive criticism that I could, like, I was pissed. I went out, I had a margarita, I like bitched about it, and then like, I got my shit together.
Yeah.
But that was the first time it happened, and I was, like, older than it should have been.
Yeah. I'm saying, though, that, like, that some women go their whole lives without getting that. And that's never going to change. It's not a now thing. It's not a modern thing.
Well, you always say that we can't ask the problem to be the solution. So we can't ask men to be the solution. I guess maybe we can ask dads to be the solution. But we can't ask men to be the solution. So I'm trying to say, like, how can we help women be the solution? I'm trying to problem solve within your parameters.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair, I guess. I would just think, like, who thinks in the best interest of another human being most reliably? Most reliably. Parents.
Oh, their parent, the man that would kill other humans on their behalf.
Mm-hmm. They're mine, juicy bugs. Those JBs, they mine.
I'm just like gonna throw out there that dads might be a little irrational when it comes to their baby girls. We have a baby girl.
Yeah,
you might be slightly irrational. When
you just need to. Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna see.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
American makeup versus French makeup. This took like 16 products.
I'd rather get cancer.
This is
Just in case you were thinking about having kids and thought that it might be fun to take the kids places with you at some point, and just stop right there. Okay, just don't expect for it to be fun for you to take your kids places, or just greatly reduce your standards.
Here's an idea. If you're this lame and this miserable, don't put it on the internet. It just doesn't, it's not a good look. And I get that you think that it's a form of like misery humor or like dirtbagism, but it's trite and it's lame. So just stop throwing more of this junk on the pile.
Yeah. Kids get a bad rap for how much joy they give you when you just come out here and make it look like they're all misery. Like, they give you so much joy. Like, they pay for this time, like, double or triple. So, like, calm down.
Yeah, here's an idea. Either shut up or kill your kids. Kill your kids right now. Go into the other room.
Oh my gosh.
Shoot them in the head while they sleep.
Okay. All right.
You're not going to do it? Oh, you're not. You're too big of a pussy?
All right.
Got it. Okay.
Let's go ahead
and stop making lame, cringe videos.
Big time adulting. Okay, she's trying to make a joke.
Felt this to my core. Cat D.
I mean, this is why women don't want to have kids. Like, they think that it's unelegant. It's not in vogue. They think that they're not going to be able to do anything fun ever. Like, I get this all day, every day, telling me that it's horrible to be a mom.
I get it. It's a bad rap for women, but guess what? It's not solely up to you. You see how much I bench?
Stop.
You see how strong I am? You think your vote is the only vote?
I had my daughter willingly. So if anyone thinks I'm under duress, I'm not. Wow, you're making this very challenging for me.
Yeah. I promise. I'm a good guy.
Okay, that's gonna make it feel worse.
I get off on being a bully. So
okay, all right. But I'm just saying, like, even like we have people in my family and our like extended family that just like don't want to have kids because like they just think traveling is the epitome of lifing.
Yeah, they're addicted to their own lame. They're addicted to their own sense of fun that they themselves know is lame. They know it's bad. They hate it. They complain about it, but they're so addicted to it because it's so. It's the peak. It's the local maximum of what they can perceive to be enjoyable, and they don't realize yet that once you have children, you realize that fun for yourself is such an inferior form of enjoying your time.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's like, even when you go through like severely tragic times in your life, right? Even when like the worst of worst things happen, if you've been so focused that having fun is the goal, those times serve no purpose and you're immediately just so depressed. But if you understand that like this more intense, like learning how to enjoy the struggle is the fun, then like you're so much better prepared to handle things that like happened all the time. Like people lost parents, people lost children, people lost we used to have people around us die all the time. We used to like not be able to feed ourselves. We used to not be able to feed other, like that was human nature. Yeah. And now we have it so good that none of that stuff ever happens. And everyone's having so much fun that when anything slightly bad happens or like actually bad happens, we have no way to come back from it because we're so focused on having fun. We haven't developed any of this ability to like have grander purpose and enjoy the struggle on a level of like, you know, I heard someone talk about like how like you can find enjoyment in like, if you hate washing the dishes, like figuring out how to enjoy the dishes is like such a good practice, a healthy practice for the human brain. Like, where can you find that enjoyment? Can you find it through the water? Can you find it through like how good you're doing the job? Can you roll the stone up the mountain in a way that just makes you have a little bit of fulfillment?
A spoonful of sugar.
I just hate this because it's just like it's taking out of life what it means to be a human because you just think the purpose of life is having fun all the time, and it's just not.
You know, it absolutely isn't. It's the difference between fun and utility. And when you are a single young adult, you are stuck You are relegated, in fact, to a series of short-term games with limited outcomes. And when you have a child, you actually have compounding outcomes from short-term games that are actually a part of a series that is really just one big event. And it's compounding, so you're actually building towards something that is like ever increasing, which is the utility of your child, which is better than your own utility because you expend that and you experience it so quickly because you're so used to it that you're not surprised by anything. And people like this have spent so much time single and childless that their brain is actually ruined by it. They can't They just can't think outside of the framework of comparing everything to what it would be like to be a fucking bored, lame adult hanging out on your phone, watching literal children dance on like a 3x7 screen. Seriously, it just breaks your brain. That's what it is. And you're just like, I'm not living my best life. Like your best life is a fucking horror story.
Well, and the other thing is like, life is so long now. We don't live to be 40 and then die. We live to like 100. Like, we live long. There is so much time to just go have a margarita on the beach every day of your life. Why not actually do something that matters? Like, why not actually... like, while you're actually useful, before you get to the point where, like, no one really, like, values your opinion or, like, feels like you know what's going on, why don't you actually, like, put that to good use?
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate that everyone wants to enjoy themselves so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Take that, moms.
I love moms. I do think that, like, it's the ultimate hero's journey and sacrifice for women. I just wish that they were a little bit more graceful about it.
Not me. I hate moms.
She's quite a lady, and she's very niche. She's got 35,000 followers. They're very loyal followers, and they sustain her living because they buy from her because they're very much her fault. Like, they're her fans, and they're dialed into her message. It's very niche, but she's near that cap for her niche. And she approached us and she's like, I feel like I'm stuck. I can't get past my 35,000. What can I do to kind of grow bigger? And it became almost like a therapy session of like, well, it's like, what do you want? Because for you to have 35,000 like loyal followers, like you're, for where you are, you're going to have a cap. Like,
I was not expecting that to be who she was talking to.
Yeah, okay. So, hang on. Let me give you something. Would you like some bad advice, or would you like some good advice? Oh, you'd like some good advice. Okay, here's the good advice. You should actually get 10 abortions and perhaps invest all of your money in short-term yield, high-interest
you wanna
equities.
Buy high, sell low.
You're going to want to buy a high and listen to me. Do you have $40 you can steal out of your grandmother's purse?
Could I get an acai bowl for this session?
I'd like some acai bowl with extra cum on it, please.
Oh, God. Wow.
Can you get it?
You're randy tonight.
What can I say? All that talk, all that bashing of moms.
I do feel bad. That was a little too much mom bashing. I feel bad. She was just trying to make a funny joke about how hard it is to take her kids out, but it just makes me...
No, I know what you're... I'm on the same page as you, honey. Fuck the mom.
Like... So I feel so bad. Okay, this is not interesting to me. Can we go on? I don't care. Absolutely. I don't care how this stupid person gets more followers. I don't care at all.
No, this is clearly like an ad. Like, it's not an ad, but it's an ad. Mom of 5 gets her kids to do chores. No,
I think this is an ad.
Are those credit cards?
Yeah, just give them credit cards, honey.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you want to give your 5-year-old down here a credit?
You know how I keep little Timmy from complaining when we go on long car rides?
MasterCard.
I purchase him his very own Predator missile.
That would work. I love that she had to wear a beanie inside for this. Like, no one, like, I don't know. Seems unnecessary. Okay, Oh, I thought I had moved on.
I can't do.
I love that you're
people.
driving, by the way.
I can, however, do
Hang on,
colors.
let me just pause real quick.
Okay, you.
What was that comment?
I was driving going.
So I'll name a yes, an impression, and you'll do it. Yes, exactly. Okay. Orange. Okay, so this is orange. Okay.
Yeah, so, clearly all of the, default responses, oh, I hate it, oh, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Here's the thing. Why? Why is Jimmy Fallon involved in this, though? Why?
Because they need something for people to stare at the rectangle shape in their house and go, oh, too.
But has he run out of all things? The president, 3 weeks ago, got shot in the ear.
I know. No, there's stuff going on. Kamala is doing the Charlie XCX dance.
She's a Femininomenon.
Actually, I did see a clip of Jimmy doing the Charlie XCX dance. No, it was Colbert. Colbert was doing it, so I know they know.
Of course, yeah. He's been to the Bohemian Grove.
Jimmy Fallon, your gig is up, is all I have to say. You've been laughing since the beginning of your face being on SNL. Every sketch you've ruined by laughing.
Cocaine era Fallon.
You're still laughing at this man doing an impression of Orange that was just mid at best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like he laughs a lot, and people, when someone's laughing, people feel like they're part of a good time, and that's why he's stayed around so long, as everyone wants to laugh right now. Things are not easy. Let's just have someone that makes us feel good around, I guess.
Sure. Yeah. As pathetic as this kind of a person is, the people that really have me worried are those in the comment sections, Cash1212, who says, Orange had me hollering, and the crying laughing emoji, which I can only assume was written by a person who immediately passed out in a Quiznos.
So we used to play this game when we were little. It was called Piggy Piggy Oink Oink. And everyone would have a pillow on their lap. Mm-hmm. And someone would have to go out of the room, and we'd all mix up where we was sat. And then then
Rosie O'Donnell would
be like, Piggy, Piggy. No, I'm just... the person would come back in, and they would sit on someone's lap blindfolded. They didn't know and they'd go, Piggy, Piggy, and the person had to say, Oink, Oink. And they had to say it. The goal was, maybe I'm thinking of the wrong game, actually, now that I'm this long.
You're crushing.
I'm crushing. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's actually the wrong game. But, the goal, my goal was always, you'd try to say it in a different voice, or to, make the person laugh, or, disguise yourself, so they couldn't guess whose lap they were sitting on.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is the same shit. It's just, children, Orange, making a silly voice, and then they're like, oh, it's so funny.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just a silly face and a silly voice.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's nothing I hate more than children being on the internet. Children should be not seen and not heard.
I think it's very fun for children. When we play that game with our daughter, it's going to be hilarious. However, Jimmy Fallon thinking it's hilarious is a little bit transparent, I guess, is what I'm saying. Jimmy Fallon playing Piggy Piggy Oink Oink, unless it's me making the piggy noises, which is obviously hilarious.
Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon is a 63-year-old rapist who has beat several cocaine addictions.
And we're officially sued. Cool. I love it.
Absolutely.
So much.
I'll see you in court, Jimmy.
Oh my God. Okay.
See you face to face. I want you to face your accuser.
Oh my gosh.
Here, let me drive.
Yeah.
Do you know what I find in relationships?
Love it. Love it. More advice. Not only advice culture, which is already dog shit, but girl advice culture.
I like her.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I like her too. I love her. She's my favorite.
necessarily end up with the most beautiful women, and I think it's two reasons. Firstly, where the normal men would have to go pursue women, handsome men get into this zone of life where women come to them, which is a very like trippy kind of way of experiencing it. But women come to them, so they are used to it being that way around. So when a woman's not approaching them, they assume she's not interested. They don't realize the natural pursuit is he should be chasing or he should be initiating. The other thing I find with handsome men, because they don't require as much female validation because they get it so much, they look more for a woman that treats them well rather than just a woman that looks fantastic. They focus on the treatment that they receive from a woman far more than they would by the status symbol of her being super attractive, because they've already got that status symbol. So I feel like with handsome men, they end up with women who truly who chase after them rather than who they chase, and they focus on how a woman is treating them more so than anything. I feel like they're not always with their absolute equivalent, but they're with women who are true. They do get very loyal women, because women are loyal to looks far more than you realize. Women who feel like they're punching above their weight seem very loyal to their man, whereas women who believe that they are compromising are still got their eyes open. When a woman's punching above her weight, especially in looks, not finances, in looks, she tends to be hyper loyal.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, summarize for me for a second, in 3 seconds, what that was.
Well, I think she summarized it at the end there. She pretty much said that, like, men who are attractive get a lot of attention from women, so they select for different things than the normal male would. Usually men are looking for women as a status symbol, right? Mm-hmm. And she's saying that men that are super attractive, that get a lot of attention for women, know that they could have that easily. They could have the status symbol easily, so they're looking for someone who has different characteristics. And the women who really want an attractive man are like, and understand that they're punching above their weight, are willing to be kind of loyal on a level that some of the like really hot women wouldn't be, I think is what she's saying.
The amateurs are. I tell you what, when I'm out there looking for girl stock, I got two things going on. My left hand, I'm checking teeth. My right hand, I've got the 48 Laws of Power open. Stop! And I'm just skimming, making sure I'm hitting all 48 of those bad boys.
Listen, which 5 do you rely on the most?
Rule number 32, obliterate your enemies entirely. When they fail to give you all of the mail from the mailroom, eviscerate their families and destroy their ability to feed themselves. That's my favorite one.
I do like that one. That one do be good.
I'd say number 2, never mind, I can't say that. Let's do one more.
Yeah.
We'll close it out.
Yeah, I'm ready to close too.
On the dating app?
I know.
Oh God, I thought.
Oh wow.
What? Oh.
Oh man, it's Pizza the Hut.
Oh, be nice.
You're right. Sorry, I was going for funny. Let me be nice. Yeah, sorry. Let's just edit that piece out right there. Let me be nice real quick. Nothing is wrong with this woman. She's made every correct decision. She's phenomenal. Please continue whatever it is that's led you to this point in your life.
I thought that man's hair was like the palm tree behind him. And so I thought it was going to be really funny.
Yeah, sure. Let's even it out. Let's make fun of him.
Oh, is it cool?
Disgusting and gay. Pause it. Not only is he gay, which, disgusting, but he's also fat. Which, you know, like, clearly that's why they're hanging out together. They probably met at a fat club or a fat-tivity.
Yeah,
an activity for fats.
I do feel bad kind of watching, like, things like this because they're, like, commiserating about how hard it is to date in New York City when really it's just, like,
yeah, you
guys should probably take better care of yourselves and it'd probably be a little bit easier, honestly.
Yeah, I have no sympathy for these people because their problems are so diagnosable. They're gonna sit here on these fucking just pearl-colored couches and go, isn't it so hard dating in the south end of the Bronx? All your neighbors are either pedophiles or Orthodox Jews. It's so difficult dating in the southern Bronx. And then we're here supposed to go, oh my God, how fucking relatable and or interesting is that? Which it's not.
Oh my gosh, this person's, their date had a husband. Which one, his?
I'm like, what? No, it's not cool if your husband is... What are you fucking talking...
Swingers, man. I feel like swingers are not that common, and I feel like people are trying to make swingers feel like they're more common than they are. I feel like there's a major psyop going on that swingers are like this super prevalent thing, and I still feel like they're the way minority.
Yeah, let's theorize for a second. Who would be trying to subvert the society? If we had to pin a term.
This is
Hey, honey, I'm 4 deep. I'm on surge number 5. And we're about to We're about to name the Shekel Lord.
Okay. I don't know how to yes and that, but an acai bowl would be very good right now. I'm just kidding. I am not sure what it's like to date in New York City, but I bet it is not as hard as these two are making it out to be. Although they do say that New York City is a ovary graveyard. I think that's elephant graveyard. I think ovary graveyard is more specific, but
yeah. Well, I think it takes the proverb out of it, but yeah, you're on the same vein. I can improve your dating experience. Stop being fat. That'll improve it, guaranteed. 100%. Quit the fat being, and it will at least go up.
Honestly, I'm just going to say that, I think this person, if they just wore more flattering clothes and, put a little more effort into their makeup, what's funny is she's putting a lot of effort into her nails, and you can tell that this is, probably an expensive outfit that's not very flattering on her.
Sure.
So I just... I don't understand what she's trying to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, when you are the size of, Hungary's fattest woman, but basically a skinny American, then this is a normal thing to wear, and you don't feel uncomfortable being out in public. But in other countries, you'd probably be wheeled around in a golden cage, and people would pay thousands of denarii to come and gawk at you.
You know what? For a country that just went through a plague, we're still rather obese.
A plague?
What was COVID?
COVID?
It was
I'm glad you asked. COVID. Wait, where's Jules? We need to get her. COVID was the deep state.
Yeah, we just went through this thing, and instead of people being, I don't know, I guess we're not that.
Yeah, because people had to stay indoors, and but so Amazon just said we'll deliver the Oreos to your door.
But athleisure wear encouraged us all to do yoga, so I would have thought we would have all just slimmed down and tightened our core a little bit,
That's interesting. You think yoga slims?
Oh God.
Is in your mind yoga is a type of exercise?
Pilates, maybe.
Pilates. Same point?
Pilates is not... Okay.
No, I admit Pilates is definitely...
Pilates is a little bit more... I do strength
I'm giving you a hard time,
calm down. I'm just... I know that some of the moves are Pilates moves and the things that I like to do.
No, I'm giving you a hard time. I've seen Pilates. It's definitely... There's exercise to it.
I just think that yoga people were doing yoga a lot because mental health just became a huge thing during COVID. Mental health became vogue during COVID, and it was work was expected to provide the level of mental health that I don't know, going outside and touching grass was providing, and so everyone was trying to build their. I honestly think that's why everyone's also so into plants and gardens right now, is because while we were all locked indoors, everyone tried to bring outside indoors so that they could touch grass and have this organic vibe. And now the people that started that during COVID just haven't stopped, and now gardening, if you're not doing some gardening shit, you're not cool.
No, that's fair. I definitely haven't had the same experience because COVID for me was a little bit different. But Sorry, I lost my train of thought. The tired train like hit me.
Yeah,
like
we
crazy.
gotta go.
You see my face?
Yeah, you got tired eyes.
Yeah,
so it's
I just crashed.
Also, we've been on mute this whole time.
Have we really?
No, but
that'd be hilarious.
That'd be hilarious.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
Okay, well, that was the last joke for us, fam. We gotta go to sleep. We got a baby that's gonna wake up early.
Yes, free Israel.
Oh my god. Just what? You know they have speech analytics. Like, I don't expect some poor person at YouTube to have to watch this whole bullshit thing, but like...
No, that's a pro APAC statement. I'm saying free Israel from those oppressive children.
But now that Kamala, what were they saying? Kamalama ding dong.
I hope you're ready for the most Black Girl Magic Predator drone attacks in modern history to take place.
Oh my gosh. I hope they're magic.
Yeah.
I hope that we get like Black Girl Magic Tuesday or something.
When the United States is just remotely obliterating an Uzbek wedding, they're going to be thankful that it's at least done with a smidge of DEI.
Yeah, if we get Black Girl Magic Tuesday, can we all just be like, it's lunch at like 10:30?
I gotta shut this Predator missile down. It's 10:45.
It's 10:45. That ain't my problem right now.
It's 3:15. That's closing time.
I just got my nails did.
That ain't my job.
That ain't my job.
That ain't my job. Per contract, I'm allowed a 53-minute long water break every hour on the hour. So if you'll excuse me, I need to go take a nap in my car.
Well, it's been a glorious stuff. Yeah. Good night.
Black Girl Magic is the sponsor of today's episode. BGM for...
BGM.